Why does your floor plan look good but live badly? Why do some homes feel effortless while yours feels like a daily obstacle course? And what if the problem isn't your furniture, but your layout? Hey, I'm Virginia, and in this video, we're taking a real floor plan and completely redesigning it from the ground up. I'll walk you through the full renovation step by step, what's not working, why it feels off, and exactly how to fix it to create a home that actually flows and functions. That's exactly why people hire designers, not just to make a home look beautiful, but to make it actually work. Because great design is about function, flow, and how your space supports real life. If I could just ask you a quick little favor before we start, if you wouldn't mind hitting that little like and subscribe button, it would make me very, very happy, and I would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get redesigning. First, let's take a closer look at the original floor plan and go over the client's needs and priorities. This is a one-story home owned by a family of 4 with amazing potential. Good square footage, 3 large bedrooms, and lots of natural light. But the layout itself wasn't working as well as it could have. The communal spaces felt disconnected with really odd proportions, and moving through them felt unnatural. The kitchen was way too small, and don't even get me started on the bathrooms. So before changing anything, we need to understand the problems and what exactly makes the space feel less functional in everyday life. From there, the goal is clear. Create a layout that feels more open, more connected, and actually supports how the family lives. That means rethinking how people move through the space, improving the relationship between key areas like the kitchen, dining, and living zones, and making smarter use of the existing square footage. The brief here wasn't just about making the house look better, it was about making it feel bigger and more functional at the same time. The client wanted to make some pretty substantial changes, starting with opening up the kitchen into the living room. From there, the list kept growing, adding a pantry, adding a new bedroom with a private ensuite, expanding the master suite, and adding a much-needed additional bathroom. One of the biggest issues with the original plan was that it already felt a bit fragmented. Some of the spaces were quite large, but they weren't used in the most efficient way. The movement between rooms didn't feel natural, and there wasn't a clear sense of how the spaces connected to each other. So even though the house had enough square footage, it didn't fully support how the family actually lived. When guests were over, they would spread out across different parts of the house because there wasn't a strong central area to come together. Gatherings quickly became chaotic, and people naturally gravitated towards the pool because the interior wasn't as comfortable for socializing. But with how hot it gets in their area, that wasn't always the best option. So the challenge here was twofold. Not only to add more space, but to completely rethink how the existing and new areas work together. So the home feels more cohesive, more welcoming, and much better suited for both daily life and hosting. Before we move on, the floor plans you're seeing in this video were designed in Planner 5D, an incredible tool that lets you design and decorate in both 2D and 3D. Stick around to the end of the video because you're going to want to see the 4K renders. And if you want to try it out for yourself, there's a free pro trial with access to all of their tools. You can find the link in the description and start a free 7-day trial to explore all of the features and test out your own layout ideas. The first thing the designer focused on was circulation, how you move through the home, what you see when you enter, and how connected the main social spaces feel. Circulation is always the key starting point designers focus on because it defines how a space is experienced on a daily basis. It's not just about getting from one room to another, it's about what you see and whether or not the journey through the home feels natural or constantly interrupted. In the original layout, the kitchen felt enclosed and didn't offer a lot of prep space, which was really frustrating for the clients who loved to cook. The hallway created more separation than necessary, and when entering the house, you were immediately facing a wall, which completely stopped the flow the second you walked in. The designer knew there was so much potential here and started by focusing on opening up the main living space. A well-designed layout always considers the experience of moving through the space, how everything connects, how it reads, and how it actually feels to live in day to day. Now let's move on to one of the most impactful changes in this project, opening up the kitchen to the social space. For this family, the kitchen layout was genuinely frustrating. Cooking dinner while trying to wrangle the kids in the other room was just a nightmare. The size was okay, but nowhere near as big as what the clients wanted. So the first step was removing those walls and opening up the kitchen into the main living area. And with that open space, a peninsula becomes the obvious anchor for the new layout. The space reads more clearly, feels brighter, and allows light to travel much deeper into the home. But more importantly, it changes how the space is actually used. Now cooking is no longer something that happens in isolation and finally becomes connected to everything happening around it. So now the clients could engage with guests while they prepared food and drinks, or make sure the kids weren't completely destroying the house. Once the wall is removed, the next step is making sure the kitchen actually works within this new open layout. The designer then added a large overhang with additional seating, which brought even more of a social element into the new space. Because what this really changes is the experience of being in the kitchen. You're no longer tucked away or working in isolation. Instead, you're part of everything that's happening around you, which is great for hosting. The next step was to remove the open space in the middle of the kitchen by adding a large island in the center with lots of storage, since there wouldn't be any upper cabinets. As for this corner, there were a few directions they could have gone, but since the clients were big coffee drinkers, a coffee bar was a pretty easy decision. And for the final piece of the kitchen, a much needed pantry with lots of storage space. This was a smart way to incorporate it because it made use of the existing door space. So before, the kitchen was just a separate functional space, and now it becomes the social heart of the home. And that shift from functional room to social anchor is one of the most valuable things a layout change can do. Another important move here was opening up the hallway. In the original layout, the entry corridor felt so enclosed it acted more like a barrier than a transition between spaces. By opening it up, the movement between rooms felt more natural and welcoming. The designer suggested adding a window to bring in even more light and openness, while also adding a storage unit to keep clutter hidden. So the first impression completely changes. Instead of arriving into something segmented, you feel the generosity of the space right away. That first impression sets the tone for how someone experiences the entire home, and now it finally works in your favor. Now let's talk about the extension, because this is where things could easily go wrong if it's not handled carefully. One of the biggest issues with the original floor plan was the bathroom access. Both bathrooms were tucked inside other rooms, which created a really awkward dynamic for guests and for anyone sleeping in those bedrooms. If you were in this room and needed the bathroom in the middle of the night, you were walking through somebody else's room to get there. Opening up the space expanded the living area and widened the view of the backyard. And 2 new rooms were added, one with a bathroom right across the hall, and one with a fully private ensuite. Finally, no more awkward bathroom situations. So overall, this extension isn't just about adding space. It's carefully designed to preserve the views, protect the light, simplify construction, and keep the entire layout feeling coherent and well thought out. Now let's take a look at what happened to the old dining room. Originally, the dining area was in a really long, narrow room right off the kitchen. It had amazing natural light, but the layout was just awkward. If the dining table was here, it was crowded by multiple doors that felt like they were constantly in the way. So the clients kept the dining table further down to avoid the doors, but then they lost out on their beautiful view. So since the dining table was moving into the living area anyway, they now had an extra room to work with. And we'll come back to this later. And honestly, this is one of those changes that makes the home feel a lot smarter. Because now this space can be whatever the family needs it to be. A home office, guest room, second lounge, even a hobby space. And the best part is, it can change over time. Now let's move on to the master suite. It had a great closet, but the bathroom was quite small, which for a master bedroom is always a bit of a letdown. The designer solved this by elongating the room to make space for a much larger master bathroom. The clients could have gone with a larger master closet in this open space. I personally believe a closet can never be too big. But instead, they decided to add a small half bath right off the master suite for convenience. So no more midnight journeys to the bathroom. By carefully redistributing the space, it becomes possible to add a second common bathroom that's easy to access from the rest of the house, while still keeping the master suite private and separate. And the best part? This change didn't take anything away from the overall size of the bedroom itself. It was just a smarter use of the existing floor print. Removing the hall storage also had a bonus for the smaller bedroom by increasing the size of its closet. So overall, this change adds functionality without creating chaos, which is exactly what good design should do. Now let's take a look at the living room, because this is where layout really affects how the space feels. The goal here was simple: make the living area feel centered and grounded, not like it was squeezed into whatever space was left. Let's revisit the original floor plan one more time. It really was such an awkward layout. The family bonded a lot over movie nights, so making sure the TV was a main feature was really important to them. With the opened up floor plan, there were now so many placement options for the couch. The designer settled on nestling it into a corner and created a cozy nook for the living room. From there, it was all about the decor. The designer incorporated a modern organic aesthetic with lots of neutral colors, wood accents, chunky knit rugs, and plenty of plants. Even though the floor plan is open, you can sense that every zone has its own place, and there's enough space that nothing feels crammed together. After some deliberation, the family decided to turn the bonus room into an office, which was conveniently right next to the master bedroom. So the client could wake up, grab a coffee from the bar, and walk straight to the office, all without traveling more than 20 feet. So it's not just about aesthetics, it's about comfort, balance, and making the living room feel like it actually belongs there. When a room is properly anchored, you feel it the moment you sit down. Everything just settles into place. Now this is what made everything click. The 4K renders gave the clients a level of detail that's impossible to get from a floor plan alone. Every material, every finish, every corner of the space exactly as it would look in real life. And for the clients, it made those final decisions so much easier to land on. Now let's take a look at the final floor plan and compare it to where we started. A closed-off kitchen, awkward bathrooms, a living room that couldn't quite hold the family together. Every one of those problems now has an answer. More bedrooms, more bathrooms, a kitchen that finally makes sense, and a living area that actually brings the family together. And it all connects in a way that the original never did. And that's everything. One floor plan, a full transformation, and one idea behind all of it. A home doesn't need to be bigger to work better, it just needs to be planned right. Remember the opening question, why does your floor plan look good but live badly? This is the answer. It's not about furniture, it's not about the finishes, it's about whether the layout actually supports the way real people move, gather, and live. A layout that feels off isn't a lost cause, it's an opportunity. And most of the time, the biggest improvements come from understanding how the space actually works, and then making deliberate decisions to fix it. If you want to try changes like these in your own home before committing to anything, you can always try Planner 5D. You can test layouts, move walls, and experiment with your space risk-free with a free 7-day trial, and the link is in the description. Now, I'm really curious, what was the most impactful change for you in this project? Drop it in the comments. I read everything, and it really helps us figure out our future videos. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.